Guys, if you come in late to the party, today is March 26th, and this is my daily vlog about being quarantined. Every night I come on here, I tend to work on craft projects and chit chat for 30 minutes or so. That's the cricket. I have worked projects that are, let's see, we've made paper flowers, we've made stickers. Current project is to put words on two sides of this cup. It will be getting another coat of epoxy tomorrow. And this is going to say wife, mom, boss. In the back, it says she got a, I don't remember. Give me a minute and I'll bring it up. Something hustle and a dope soul. So I have to pick some vinyl that I want to use. And in general, what I end up doing is talking about like what is the current state of things in Alabama, where are we at, and right now we are in a position that, ooh, that's what I want to use. So we are on day 12 of quarantine. We are self-isolating because we take care of my mother, who is 62, and my grandmother, who is 82. I'm sorry, my mother's 60, my grandmother's 82. And we are their number one source for their connection for everything. So it's important to us to make sure that we maintain our safety, because it would be absolutely detrimental to their physical health if they were to catch corona. So, in trying to be as careful and as diligent as we can be, we are working overtime to make sure that we are super, super careful. So we have been quarantined now for 11 days. Of course, school is out across the state. Today, the governor of Alabama and the Secretary of Education, or Director of Education, I don't remember the man's name, but they made a press conference and stated that they were closing Alabama schools for the rest of the summer or the spring semester, and that students would not physically return to school again until the fall semester. They're going to digital schooling, which for our school really isn't that big of a deal because our kids already work off of Chromebooks. So it's not a huge difference for them. It kind of is like every other day, really. Doesn't change a lot. Sorry, I'm looking down here. I had someone comment that I should be not looking down as much. I'm literally working on removing paper pieces from my mat that I forgot to remove night before last. Last night was a really short vlog because I was really not feeling great. So update on how I'm feeling. I do feel a little bit better today. I did contact my doctor this morning and I had to go in for a teleconference. Basically, I didn't walk in, I drove in, and they had a nurse that walked up to the car door and handed me a tablet, and my doctor was on the tablet. So I got to talk with him that way, and I just told him my symptoms, that I think I have a sinus infection because I have stopped up nose, but it's stopped up here. It's not really like down into my throat. The roof of my mouth is swollen, which for me is always with a sinus infection. The roof of my mouth swells shut. Not swells shut, but like it's tender to the touch. Anytime my tongue like rests on my roof of my mouth, it hurts, like really hurts. So on the back side of the cup is she got Mad Hustle and a Dope Soul. Let's see, how tall is that? Let's go 3.5 inches. I am. Oh, okay. So here's where my story for the day gets interesting. He put me on an antibiotic. Cool. I've had it 100 times. And this is, I go through the same sinus issue at the change of every season. You would think by now that I would figure out that I need to be on allergy medications during the change of season. I always forget. I always end up with a sinus issue. It is what it is. And so he called me in a prescription. Now, where we live is in the middle of nowhere. And my thought process was, well, if you'll just call it into the closest pharmacy, I can go ahead and grab it before I have to go home, right? Apparently, I wasn't thinking. We have Blue Cross and Blue Shield, and the closest business was CVS. I knew there was a reason I didn't fill with CVS, but I didn't really put a lot of thought into this. I was just wanting to go and get it done. I should know better. I should know that there is a reason I don't just go get things there. She's like, well, we need your insurance card. Dropped it off. And she said, it's going to be an hour because we're backed up. Not a problem. I had already planned on going back to town tonight, like later in the afternoon, because we were going to order pizza. It's like my one night not to have to cook. Didn't think a lot about it. Said, I'll come back and pick it up later. So, real quick, this is the vinyl that I'm using. It's like a mirrored effect. Go back. Now, this was at 10 o'clock this morning. They called in the prescription. 10 o'clock. I'm there at 5:30, and the lady's like, oh, well, we should have called you. We don't accept your insurance. You mean to tell me that you waited this long? Like, why could nobody have called me? Why didn't anyone take 2 seconds to call me? Instead, I just wasted the trip up here. Now, obviously, I didn't waste it because I did go somewhere else, but still, it's the matter of the point. And so, no apology or anything. She just hands the stuff back out to me. But my debit card, because she asked for my insurance card, and I sent her my debit card and my insurance card. Drive through pickup all the time. Those are typically the things they request. She didn't give me back my debit card, so I had to get snatchy about that, because she walked away, and I was like, hello, I still need my debit card. I do in general feel better. I do have a little bit more energy today. I did also sleep much later than I normally do. I didn't have any early morning meetings, so I slept until like 10. Not really normally what I do. I just said I have more energy. So I have an early morning in the morning because my mom and my grandmother, like, they're older, they're retired, and so their monthly pension checks come in. And because they can't leave the house, someone has to go get their groceries. And a mother of one of my youth students actually works in the butcher shop at the grocery store, and so she said that they're getting their meat first thing in the morning. It'll be out on the floor around 8. Well, I have a meeting at 9, which means I need to be there at 8. It's 20 minutes away, so I have to leave early. Cool, not a problem. I got it. I can do early mornings. I did them for a long time. I think that's about it, though. Like, life here has been busy. We've just been working. My daughter's fitting right back into her regular homeschool schedule that we used to be on. I am fully anticipating at some point in the next week that the governor, not the governor, she said she didn't want to shut the state down. But I'm thinking some of the mayors are going to start shutting cities down. They shut down Birmingham, Alabama. And I just think that Montgomery's next. And probably Auburn. Auburn has like the second most cases in the state. The students are all gone, but the first death happened, I think, yesterday. And it's really sad, and it makes you look at it in a different way, because the story was it was a man and a woman. The man got admitted to the hospital. The wife got sent home. She had no symptoms, and they wanted her to isolate for 14 days, which means they wouldn't allow her in the hospital to be with her husband. And her husband died alone, and that's so sad. Like, I've been there when someone died before, and while she didn't know that I was there, it was almost peaceful, I guess, for us, you know, closure. That's probably the best way to put it. It just provides you a vast amount of closure. So one thing that you have to do before you put any like decals or anything on these tumblers is you have to sand them, obviously, where you're going to put something, and you want them smooth. And then you have to clean them with good old alcohol. So see, the cup will be very, very shiny when it's done. I'm super excited about this. This is probably my favorite colors that I've done so far. I love these colors, the purple and the teal. All right, let's see what we got. Okay. Let's do a little bit of cutting on here and see how these look. If you've never worked on a Cricut before, sorry for the shot at my nose. It's not a hard process. It is something that, like, I learned it just from playing around with it, and I had a friend that I bought my first machine from who kind of gave me pointers and tips and walked me through it. It's not hard. It's not complicated. Once you get the hang of the right kind of files to cut, that kind of messed up. Let's see. So I need to recut that. And an essential part of cricketing is having, they look like dental tools. And it makes the weeding part, that's what it's called, weeding, part of this whole process way easier. Oh, this vinyl feels weird. Come on. Okay, so this is the extra. And see, so with weeding, so if you're coming on to the live, tell me how you are dealing with quarantine, or are you an essential job? And you still have to go to work. You know, I find that the way some of the states are labeling their essential jobs kind of comical. I think it was Pennsylvania, which I wouldn't doubt it, said beer stores. That's going to look really good on this cup. A little heart. Now, let me see if I can fix this because the machine kind of skipped a little bit. Okay, we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it. Ooh. So, if you are having to quarantine, how's it going? I can't imagine how hard it is to homeschool kids if you've never done it before. Like, I was there many, many years ago, and it was a scary process. So, I understand the pain. At least you're not having to find your own curriculum like traditional homeschoolers do most of the time. Let's see. I'm going to cut this off here. Alright, so this gets a little bit tricky because this one wanted to try and not cut right. So I'm going to go a little bit slower. There you go, there you go. Nice. Okay, so now I just have all the little parts to weed out. I'm hoping that I can do some more different types of videos in the next few days. But I'm kind of limited because I have to film everything on my phone at the moment. Which is fine. Which is fine. I just really want, I mean, I get not a lot of people are watching this, and it doesn't bother me. But I want to be able to come back at some point in time and watch these and say, you know what? We made it through that. We can make it through this. Because I don't know that in our lifetime we'll ever see another issue like this. You know? And I know that some people are saying, oh, it's not that serious. But it is. It is. Not only is this devastating to the economy, and I have stocks, I know how bad they're looking right now. But it's also devastating to all of the people who have lost jobs. And I will say I do disagree with something that Trump said. He said that he doesn't think the extra unemployment will cause people to not look for a job. I definitely think it will. Because a lot of them will be making more from unemployment than they are from their job. So why would you want to get off? Like, that's going to be the thought process. At least where I live, I think that's going to be a major factor. A major factor. You know, I don't know how long that's going to go on for. We'll see. All right, so come on, come on. Oh, this is going to look so cool. I'm getting excited now. I haven't really been excited about doing a whole lot for the last few days. And I can tell you, like, now, this weekend will be hard for me. This was supposed to be our anniversary trip. We were supposed to leave on Saturday. Just my husband and I going to the mountains for a few days. And it hurt me to cancel it. And I get it, it's just a trip. but it's a vacation that we had saved up for quite a while, and it had special meaning to us because our anniversary is Tuesday or Wednesday. It's on the April 1st. And yes, we got married on April the 1st. And we did it because it's a holiday that my husband wouldn't forget. He tends to be forgetful. And so I basically handed him a calendar and I said, "You pick the day." And that is the day he picked. And that is the day we got married. It actually turned out really, really nice. We got married on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. So, all right, so now we have the decals. The way that we put them on is with, it's called transfer tape. So you cut a square to about the size of your decal. All right, so see, the decal will fit in the paper. So the first thing I'm going to do is peel off the back part from this. This is the sticky. And you put it like this. Now, here's what I do. I don't use that one. I'm going to use this. This is a little pick tool from Harbor Freight. And I'm just rubbing over it to make sure everything is super, super attached. Okay, so I'm just kind of like rubbing over all that. You want it to be, make sure it's super good and down. Okay, and we're going to do the other one. And this cup's going to be for me. I have another cup over here for my niece. Ooh. I have a cup over here for a friend of mine. All right. So then you just peel it off. You have to be careful because, you know, nothing's ever going to go 100% right. All right, so now the decal's on here. Then you just take and rub it good. Rub it and rub it. And then you peel off. That. Now I'm going to reuse this super, super quick because all I have is this little bitty heart. Okay. So now I'm going to put this one on the back and it says, "She got mad hustle and a dope soul." So again, I'm peeling the white paper off of the tack, off of the transfer paper. All right, I'm going to put that design down. This one right here. And rub it and rub it. I absolutely stinking adore this. So that's what the whole cup looks like. Now, once I finish it, tomorrow I'll put a coat of epoxy on the outside and it'll be super shiny like this. That's it. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today. Tomorrow night, I don't know what we're going to be doing yet. Couldn't tell you. Actually, I do. We're going to be glittering tomorrow night. I have a cup that I want to get started. I'm going to be doing a Golden Girls cup for myself. I've made all the components for it. I'm not selling the cup, but I'm excited to make it. And then I have another one I'm going to be doing with some Baby Yoda. So, all right, I'm going to get off of here and I'm going to bed. And I'll see all of you tomorrow night. Remember 3 things. Number 1, you are worth the time that it takes to change your life. Number 2, your life is worth the effort that it takes. And number 3, you are loved. Until next time. Bye.